Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop today. Today, we're not going to be working on our DRZ400 Supermoto, but I am going to be going over some tools that I carry with me when I ride that. So I'm not going to do a full review of the pack I carry, but anytime I'm riding, I do have a backpack with me, and let's go over some of the tools that I carry when I ride. Okay, if I'm riding, 99% of the time I have my backpack with me. This is the Climb knapsack. I won't be doing a review right now on this backpack. But what it does come with is it comes with a cool little toolkit, actually just the pouch itself. So let's go over the contents inside. Just in case anybody was wondering, I did measure this. It's about 5.5 by 9.5 inches long. So it doesn't take up a whole bunch of space. And let's see what we got in here. It's a lot of stuff, so let's unpack it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of the contents of this kit out and we'll lay it out here. I won't bore you with that, but let me get all this stuff out and let's see what we have inside. Okay, so our kit here is empty. And this is everything that was inside with the exception of these tire spoons. They're about 2 inches too long. So I just actually keep those in the backpack. But let's go over some of the items that we have laid out. Okay, so let's go over the items on the workbench here. I like to carry some JB Weld steel stick. It's like an epoxy putty. If you have to do any type of repairs, this stuff hardens up pretty quick, and this can be a lifesaver. I've even seen people seal up their cases with this in an emergency if you have to. I do have a Bell spoke wrench. Just in case some spokes get loose. It is a spoked wheel. Little slip joint, pliers, pretty universal little tool, small, pretty handy. Do have some wire cutters, cutting zip ties, cutting wires. These things are incredibly handy, and it's a little small set for hard to reach places. I do have an aftermarket gear shift lever on that, so I do keep the factory one in here. Something were to happen and my bolt were to rattle out and get loose or break, we have this one here, so I carry that with me. Doesn't weigh hardly anything. I do carry an air pump. This is a Spalding. It's covered up. That's another thing here, so actually just cover that up, and this is a tab. This is all electrical tape, so if I need electrical tape, I could just unwind it and then I have it right here, but I don't have to have an extra storage spot specifically for electrical tape. So this is a nice little pump. It will get in there. It's like a double pump, but it doesn't take up much room, and it stores right in the pack. So tire pump with electrical tape. Do have a pair of nitrile gloves. Carry lots of zip ties. Like these things you can repair all kinds of shit with them. So zip ties I'm a big fan of those. The tire spoons we did talk about. These do not go in the kit, but they actually go in the backpack. Everything here we have, if we got to change a flat, we can get the wheel off with the wrenches on the workbench that I'll show you. We can get the tire off with the tire spoons. We can patch it, plug it, etc. So the tools that come in the factory kit, they get a lot of shit or a lot of hate, but really, it's a pretty decent kit, right? You can do lots of things with them. I might even make a video on what all you can repair with your factory tool kit, but you know, I can get the rear wheels, the front and rear wheels off with just pretty much this right here, or the large axle nuts. Does come with a small pair of pliers. It's not the greatest stuff in the world, but this is not to be used every day. This is to be used in a pinch when you're stuck. It does come with a 10 and a 12 millimeter combination wrench, as well as a 14 and a 7 millimeter combination wrench. The 10 and the 12, you could probably take half the bike apart with these two. And of course it comes with your handle for slipping on anything just for additional leverage. It does come with your spark plug wrench. So you can take your spark plug wrench and put it in your handle on your screwdriver here and crack that loose. So that's a pretty cool little tool, and all this stuff works. I mean, it's not the best looking, it's not snap-on, but it's functional. So I'm function over form here with this one. You do have a large screwdriver that's typically used, like this is an 8mm and this is a 10mm. And of course, you know, you can put these in there and use it like a T-handle. You could probably take, once again, half the bike apart with this tool right here. As you saw, we took the seat and the side shields and stuff off with just this. I do like to carry a tire pressure gauge, just to keep an eye on that stuff. Light, can never have too much light. I do a lot of riding at night. Screwdriver handle actually comes with the factory OEM toolkit. I do have another headlamp. It's always good, like I said, you know, light source. It's always good to have a light source. This way you can be hands-free if you're working at night. Never know when you'll need it, or when you can help somebody else out with it. So carry an additional headlamp in there. Valve core removal tool. Yeah, you probably don't need this if your tire's flat. You obviously don't have air in it anyways, but sometimes by taking that core out, you can get any remaining air that you have in there. So just a valve core removal tool, really simple, doesn't take up any space, really light. There's a little pry tool if you need to pry something out of your tire. It's kind of cool. It's actually made out of metal. It's just essentially a little pry bar, so you can get those out. I do carry a universal Allen key, and it has everything on here on both sides that I need for exhaust bolts. There's a lot of metric Allen head bolts on here. This, of course, is a metric set from 1.5 all the way up to 8. Yeah, 1.5 all the way up to 8. I believe it's a Craftsman brand, but yeah, this is awesome. It's got a built-in handle, so lots of metric Allen head fasteners on here. You definitely want some Allen wrenches with you. Exhaust bolts mainly tend to come loose from the heat. I carry a pen. Never know when you're gonna need to write some stuff down. I do carry, so a lot of people carry the rope plug kit. Obviously with the DRZ, the tires are tubeless. So, you know, I really don't have a need for that other than to help someone else out. They do make these speed plugs in the event that somebody I'm riding with has a flat and they have tubeless tires. You can actually screw these in to where you can actually use this. You remove the obstruction, pull out the screw or whatever, you screw the speed plug in, and then you break it off, and it stays in there and essentially seals it without having to use a rope plug. But if we did have a flat, typically you need patches. I do carry a Gerber multi-tool, and this has, you know, pliers, everything in it that you need, screwdrivers, knives, etc. But on the back of my multi-tool case, I carry this, and it is so I carry glue, rubber cement, 4 plugs, a little metal rasp for roughing up your surface if you have to put a patch on, and then a various sort of patches themselves in different sizes, small, medium, large, have all of those. As far as like an everyday roadside, you're in a jam kit, flats and stuff are probably going to be the number one thing that you face. Maybe loose bolts, loose equipment, stuff like that. So this is what I carry with me basically on every single ride. This is not stuff that you use every single day, but it's stuff that's probably good to have with you. So if anybody has any questions about the contents in the kit, it's all pretty basic. A lot of the stuff you can find, you know, laying around the house if you're mechanically if you're a mechanically handy person. You got some gloves, you got some small snips, and this stuff is all pretty inexpensive. You could probably get this pair for $5, you know, $5, right? It's not very expensive. This is all stuff I had laying around the house anyways. But yeah, if anybody has any questions about contents in the kit, let me know. Kind of what it looks like when we have everything packed up in there, so it does all fit. one other thing I did not mention is a spark plug. This fits in there as well. I pulled this out. That's for a separate video. But yeah, that's it. So those are the tools that I carry when I'm riding my 2022 Suzuki DRZ400 Supermoto. If you guys have any recommendations or any questions about any of that, please let me know. But yeah, pretty simple. And don't knock that factory toolkit. Like, it's not the greatest, but you can do a lot of shit with it if you're handy. So yeah, as always, I appreciate everybody for watching. Until next time, thank you. Take care. Shit.